All right, Ben, here we are on the rooftop in Montana.
How did I get here?
We climbed up.
Okay.
So I hopped on this thing here.
The Heartland.
Yeah, I hopped on the Heartland here, and then hopped onto this part here on the roof.
And there's a grimoire up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we get the tome and bring it all over. This is Far Cry 5.
Sweet.
This is a post-game save, so there's not really any main story stuff left in the world.
But there's a house.
Should be some side stuff. There's more rooftops to jump on, that's for sure.
Oh, I thought you'd be able to make that jump just fine.
Fall damage is a little weird in this game sometimes. But you have recharging health, so it's really not that big a deal.
Can't thank you enough for getting rid of those fucking cultists.
Spoilers, we got rid of those fucking cultists.
Well, then there must be nothing left to fight.
Except for the cult, which is still here in pockets, even despite having kind of solved the main issues.
Sure. I mean, that's how it goes. You know, you cut off the head and the snake will die eventually.
Right, yeah. So let's look at some weapons here. This featured area features weapons that you could opt to spend real money for if you so desire.
I don't.
You don't need to. You really, 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 really don't need to. Money is kind of slow going at the start of the game, but you can see there I got 30 grand now.
Oh yeah.
And these weapons are not.
The Grand Slam.
Yeah, even the expensive like skinned up ones are like 7,200 or whatever. So money not much of an object late game.
Well, it's kind of your preferred weapon here.
I have been going with this one, which is a
MS-16,
a semi-automatic gun. What? Whoa! All right.
Okay.
Well, whatever.
Let's go to that URL and figure out.
Yeah. I think it's because we're technically like hitting a server when we get this stuff because it's launch day, so maybe the servers have been a little flaky or something.
Sure.
Anyway, here you see I have found some of the premium currency. I have 160 up there, but yeah, you can buy more. Which again, these are just skins. They don't have stats, which is awkward because when you go into the regular weapons and start picking them, there are also skins there that you can get with in-game currency. So it's just like, these are the really good skins. Or I don't know what the deal is. Also, it's a first-person game, and you don't really spend that much time looking at the skins.
Is there a button you can look at your gun?
No. No gun look button. There's fishing rods, all sorts of stuff.
How are those bows?
Good at a certain range. You can put sights on them and stuff, and do some quiet business if you so desire. Let's take a look at the map. So this game is structured a little more open-ended than some of the previous Far Cry games has been. It's broken up into these. You start here on a tutorial island of sorts, and once you kind of clear this, it's just like, all right, go. And you have 3 regions, each run by one of the lieutenants of the cult. And you just kind of do stuff in the region to build that meter that you see there for the resistance points. And when you get there, you get to fight the boss, basically.
Great.
And when you've done that in all 3 regions, the end game is opened up to you, which is a single mission. I've talked a lot about the story and stuff. People should read the review if they want kind of larger thoughts on that.
We had a good discussion on the Bombcast about it.
Yeah, the podcast this week, we also talked about it quite a bit. So, that stuff's out there. I'll just say in short, if you don't feel like doing the legwork and listening to that stuff, I don't think the story is very good. I think they get a lot of stuff. A lot of it just doesn't feel right. Seems like they could have done a much better job at kind of sticking the landing. But the short version is, there's a religious cult in Montana. For whatever reason, you don't go for help. I don't know. Seems like a thing you would do.
Get like the National Guard in there or something.
That is literally like one of the first characters you encounter says that, and then things go awry. But then like an hour in, I've liberated like a jail or this town that I'm in with plenty of people. I save a guy who owns an airplane, and it's just like, dude, go for help. What are we doing?
Tell him, hey, it didn't work the first time.
Yeah,
let's just do it again, but
let's
double.
Let's not give up on this help thing here.
Let's get 10 times the people in here.
Yeah, right. So yeah, we'll go to this jail and just take a look. This is over in the drug region of the game. The game has a lot of missions, and especially the main stuff that is very focused on like, oh, you're freaking out of these hallucinogenics, or you're being brainwashed by this other guy.
Right.
And so there's a lot of stuff that's just like weird filter on the screen. You're not sure what's real. It's fine. Far Cry games have done that in the past. There's just way, way too much of it. They like quadruple down on that stuff in ways that just it's not interesting enough to get as much screen time as it gets here.
Yeah. And another thing you were mentioning, it seems it's spread a little thin in terms of like antagonists and kind of other supplementary characters.
Yeah. They've definitely had their share of like character smoldering into the camera, bad guy, charismatic, a villain that is getting a ton of screen time. And
I'm going to start talking a little softly, and by the end I'm screaming.
Right, and also I'm saying it directly into the camera, like I'm talking to you, the player, not the player character, or whatever. Whatever. There's a store. But you take over this jail, and there's some like pretty capable people.
What's that arcade machine?
This is Far Cry Arcade.
Oh.
This is the arcade. This is the mode where
So
you can have a map
launch...
maker, and this just launch you into Far Cry Arcade.
Weird.
You can get to that from other menus and stuff too. So characters like this you can actually hire. So you have your helper characters, your roster here, and 9 of them are like story missions where you get like named specific characters and they have specific traits and stuff like that. But you also can just like get these generic fighters that as they get kills that unlocks their 2 perks, which if you like the perks, you can keep them around and then like, if I have this guy with me, then he makes me untrackable in tall grass, which is not bad.
Yeah.
And then like as this guy's got a plane, this lady.
Wait, who's that right in the middle there? That Axel? Oh.
That's Herc. Of Far Cry fame.
Yeah.
You get a little Herc backstory in this game that I think is some of the dumbest shit in this game, and not like in a fun Herc way. It's just like, oh, this is...
Nick Rye is a good name for like a vigilante dude.
He's the plain man.
Okay, I could do without that right after you... Like, that's not how eyes work. You don't automatically adjust as soon as you enter darkness and then get blinded again.
Maybe you don't. He just got dilated right before
this
started.
He should be wearing those big cool glasses.
Yeah, so same deal with some of the cars. They've got, some of the expensive skins you could buy with real money if you're crazy.
Kimberlite.
But like the weapons, like the weapons aren't great. There's not a great variety of guns. And so like the idea of paying real money to unlock some of those guns or something like that seems real crazy.
Oh, that's right.
Thank you. I spent Uplay points on it.
This is the only, is there non-first person driving?
No.
Ugh.
It's a first person game.
I know.
So like the idea of like spend a bunch of money on a car skin that you never really see is kind of doubly crazy at that point.
At least that's when you get a colored steering wheel.
Yeah, that's true. Where'd that bear go? Darn it. The past Far Cry games have been about, hunting has been an upgrade mechanic. Like, get a specific number of the same skins, and then you can craft a new holster that lets you hold 3 guns instead of 4, or something like that. This has ditched all that in favor of a more generic system that I think is worse. It's a bummer. The perk system's also been replaced by these challenges, where it's just like, get 20 arrow kills and you'll get 3 perk points. Get 10 flamethrower kills and you get 3 perk points.
Right.
This goes on down to, stuff that shit's easy to get. Like, it'd be easy to just equip the flamethrower, go to an area and just handle it. Death from above, definitely a little harder. And you see here's the ones I've done over the course of playing the game, and then you get down into stuff like, play co-op for a while and, consume homeopathics. Get your helpers to get a certain number of kills. But then it gets down into like, they've just put hunting into this other area, and it's kind of lame done this way. And so it becomes like skin 4 bears and you'll get 3 points. And then never skin a bear again.
You never have a reason, yeah.
Yeah, you can sell the skins for money, but again, money being kind of a non-object, it's not really that interesting. Let's go to the map and actually find some shit to do. Let's see, what's this? Is this... Find the boat convoy. The boat convoy is kind of on the move, so if we fast travel, that basically loses them.
Okay.
So we'll steal this car and try and just drive in the direction of this dot.
I mean, that person just left that car kind of in the middle of nowhere.
You know?
And...
Okay, we should probably get out of this car.
fine.
All right. Oh, I got an animal. Oh, I'm on fire. Okay, hang on.
Hang on, let me just brush the fire away.
Yeah. Okay, we're fine. Oh, we're fine. That's... I don't know what happened
Show me the
back there.
fire. Okay.
Fire's pretty good. It spreads for a while. It doesn't, you know, it's not going to burn this whole mountain or anything like that, but I found myself kind of running from place to place most of the time. Vehicles never really all that useful. And you find stuff along the way. You know,
Sure.
there are a lot of, you know, when you're kind of playing through the game, there are a lot of like civilians that will tell you things about side missions and stuff like that. Like, oh, hey, there's an outpost over here, or
Right.
there's
Go get my truck back.
Yeah, here's a prepper stash that you can get into, and that sort of thing. So we'll run over here, we'll pull out our rocket launcher and try and blow up these boats. I think that's what this mission is. I think this mission is blow up boats.
Yeah.
No, the mission up in the upper left is a different mission about boats.
What?
Multiple boat missions.
But why isn't it doing that one and not
What?
your current?
Fuck.
That's you got a bear problem. Oh, I don't like that.
It's literally attacking me.
No, I know. I mean, it's in your right as an American to shoot a bear as many times as you want, but
I shot it just as many times as it took.
how do you know if these are good guys?
It's a good question. I mean, they're not shooting me,
Setting up homes again.
and they're just, you know, they're not dressed up like these cultists.
Okay.
You're a fucking blessing is what you are.
Well, thank you.
You don't need to curse about it.
Apparently, she felt the need to. Who am I to
Well, you're
stop
a
her from
blessing.
expressing her First Amendment rights
That's right.
to say that I'm a fucking blessing? Honestly,
What's that?
is that like a
Ski-doo?
ski-doo?
Don't mind if I ski-doo. It says motorcycle on it.
That's a dumb word.
I think that's like the first one of those what idiot called it a blank and not a blank.
Mm-hmm.
I think what idiot called it a ski-doo and not a motorcycle is like the first one I remember reading.
Okay, I should track this mission so that it shows up in the upper left, because I'm not actually sure what I should be doing. Follow the boat convoy. Okay, I guess it's a good thing I got this thing, because I need to follow this boat
And not blow
and
it
not
up.
just immediately blow it up.
Do you think you will blow it up eventually?
I sure hope so.
Me too.
Oh, that's okay. Well, these boats are shooting at me now.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue. It didn't say like stealthily follow them. This game has one of the better colorblind modes of a game I've played recently, where they change the color of that outline
Yeah.
and the color of markers and stuff like that in ways that work really well for my specific type of colorblindness.
Yeah, I was gonna ask why the ring around was purple. That makes a lot of sense.
Red is hard for me to see sometimes, up against these, you know, natural backdrops and
Yeah.
stuff. Doubly so. So good on them for that.
Neat.
Okay, reach the stash of bliss containers. Bliss is the drug. Bliss is the hallucinogenics that make so much of this game so silly, I guess. You know what? I don't see any of these people.
It used to just be weed, right? In Far Cry.
No, they had other, just like random hallucinogenics and stuff before. Like there would be a set of missions kind of built around them in some cases. Destroy 20 bliss containers.
Big green bliss containers in there, like kale smoothie colored, not avocado. You can tell the difference.
Is he the millennial?
He's doing yoga when you find him.
Oh yeah.
That place is some kind of old mining place. They're gonna have C4 and explosives all.
I can't wait to see these barrels because they better be a dark ass green. Kale is a dark ass green. Isn't that one of the Duck Dynasty guys?
Not anymore. So why don't we call in some people here? Just to have some other people with us. They'll take a little bit to get here, but they get here reasonably fast. Let's.
I have a suggestion.
Okay, all right. Who?
How about the bear?
Cheeseburger,
That wears
the
a
bear.
Collar, the fearsome grizzly.
Let's get Cheeseburger, and how about... The sniper's okay. But if this is going to be a mine, it's going to be kind of a tight area.
Yeah, anyone got like a cool flamethrower?
This guy has a shotgun that sets people on fire.
Yeah, that sounds good.
He was very excited when the cult decided to start wilding out because it meant he got to kill a bunch of them with a flamethrower.
Yeah. Maybe we should give more people flamethrowers.
Like teachers?
Yeah. Students.
Sure, why not? Oh, these are the containers, I think, also.
Those are 100% avocado color and not kale smoothie.
Cover my ass while I meander.
Agreed. Even I can tell that.
Oh shit, you're high as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I hate when I get high and suddenly it's hard for me to hear.
You called me right when I was
And
my toenail. All good though.
things occasionally get blurry.
Yeah.
Just classic high
Classic
activity.
drugs.
Watch me, I'm moving. Pull back, everyone.
Oh, bear down.
What?
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, you're like, get up, buddy. There's more
Fine,
murder
yeah.
to be had.
Yeah, do some more killing and some less dying next time, bear. Oh, okay, all right. They'll go down and not out, so enemies will try to revive them, which is new.
Can you finish them?
Yeah, like that.
Just one of those containers.
We could just spawn a... Oh, no, it's a car. I was gonna say we'd spawn a helicopter, but that's not a helicopter depot. But you spawn an armed helicopter and just fly overhead and shoot at stuff probably too. Though, I'm guessing some of the rest of this stuff is gonna be inside.
Do you control the helicopter?
Yeah. You can fly planes, helicopters. It's mostly a lot of ATVs.
How's the wingsuit?
It's okay.
That seemed one of the cooler things they showed off.
Yeah, that's been in previous games. One of the perks you can get in this one makes it so when you drop into an area, like if you fast travel, you can appear above the area in your wingsuit.
Oh, that is good.
Which is kind of cool, because if you want to get somewhere near there, you can kind of just, oh, sorry, it's cool. No, sorry.
That's a bad call, Jeff. Pet it. Oh, it's got cheeseburgers on its collar.
Uh-huh.
That's very cute. Oh.
Good work, Bear. Let's shoot these drugs.
Yeah! Video games.
Watch the flash. Don't let them destroy it.
Like, I'm still here.
All hands! The blitz is the target.
All you have to do is say when and we'll bust
That guy's talking quiet despite, like, there's a lot of just glitchy stuff around the AI stuff in general, where they just don't act intelligently. Like, it's kind of, you know, I've had my AI characters just, like, fly into the sky for no reason and die, and just, like, it's so all over the place.
He was right about you. A 10-gallon hat with spurs. That might be a sex thing. It's hard to know with Addy. Anyway, later.
That's a mission I chose not to seek out before finishing the entire game.
You got a helicopter.
Yep. Yeah, I got a helicopter.
Can you show off the upgrades a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, you get these perk points. You kind of spend them where you want. By and large, you can just kind of get whatever you want, whenever you want, though some of that is logical. Like, I wouldn't be able to get health boost 4 until I've gotten 1, 2, and 3. This one, I need to go find a guy who I still haven't bothered to go track down. You know, some of these are absolutely crucial, and some of them are pretty meaningless, depending on how you play. Like, I don't really need to carry more arrows. I didn't use the bow that much. Or for that long, really. Like, really, more ammo just means you can stay out longer, but like, ammo is pretty easy to get in this game.
Sure, and with enough guns.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, the additional holster so you can hold 3 and 4 weapons, that ends up being key. Some of the stuff like chain takedowns and stuff like that, increased melee takedown range is good. Moving faster when crouched is pretty key.
I see that this one also works in the arcade.
Yeah. Some of the things you buy here will work out of the campaign in the arcade mode, and some seem to not, because, you know, it doesn't say it over every single one.
Right.
You know, because some of this stuff, like whether you have the wingsuit or not, I think is determined by the map maker in the arcade mode, whether they want you to have that wingsuit or not. You can play co-op. The joining character in co-op does not get any story progress, but they can, you know, level up or you know, unlock perks and that sort of stuff. So, you know, there's something.
So you can go play through a bunch with a friend and then come back to your own story super overpowered.
It's yes and no. Like, nothing you get really. I would love to kill that.
Yeah, I guess you're not like powering up.
Right. It's not like I'm like getting more HP every time. Damn it.
Yeah, that's the deal. Those things never work.
Oh well. I think I killed all the trucks I need to kill for. There's like a quest of like kill 5 trucks and 5 boats, and I think I got 5 trucks, but not the 5 boats. So, what else do we got here on the map? Let's do an outpost if we can find one. There we go. Let's drop in here, I guess.
Is it foggy there because you haven't been?
Yeah. Yeah, so there are like swaths of this game that I didn't have to go to because you can kind of pick and choose what you do in each territory because you just need to fill that meter. So everything you do earns you points on that meter, and there's plenty to do, which is cool, but some of it is not great. You know, some of it's like pretty repetitive.
Yeah.
Generally, I think the mission design, like, it feels a little more varied, and since they don't have you climbing towers, like the way you find out about missions feels like slightly more organic as well, which is kind of neat.
So you just found a new character. What does that do?
I could go. He has a mission. I could go talk to him and take a mission from him, but we're gonna do this thing.
Yeah.
Outposts are kind of like, it's the classic Far Cry thing at this point. There's a bunch of people guarding a thing. There are some alarms that they'll use to call in reinforcements, and you want to take them all out before they see you, and, you know, ideally be very stealthy about it, because you get some bonus money when you do. But at the end of the day, money doesn't matter that much, and you can kind of just do whatever you want. We'll try to have a stealth bear here.
Watch me, I'm moving. Peggies, see him?
Nice, 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 nice.
Cover my ass while I boogie.
By the way, that guy sucks.
Yeah. You just threw a grenade?
Yeah, looks like it.
Oh, that seems like bad news.
That plane, I think, is not a bad guy. I think they might have been shooting at the bad guys.
Okay.
There are parts in the game where as you level up each territory, like kind of once you bring it to level 2, it'll be like, oh no, now there are planes. And so planes will be overhead, always kind of looking for you. And if they see you, they'll start shooting, which is...
Okay, so it's not like a GTA thing where eventually they'll start calling in planes.
Right, no. Well, if they call in reinforcements, you never know what's going to happen, like with these outposts. Like a helicopter might show up, or trucks, or whatever. But yeah, there will just always be planes overhead in that region until you finish it, basically. And that's another awkward kind of AI buggy sort of thing where I had cases where I was like super stealthy in one of these outposts, but a plane had spotted me, and the plane was shooting at me, but all the people at the outpost still hadn't seen me. So
it doesn't trigger them.
So they weren't paying attention. It was like this really dumb, there's a lot of really dumb things like that around, like, oh, the AI dialogue, or you know, when your AI character gets spotted by the enemies, what happens to you. And even cases where it feels like silencers are broken.
As in they don't work right?
As in, if I kill anyone in this base, the rest of the base will become concerned, whether they see it or not.
Weird.
If I melee kill someone, they do not activate. Oops. At the outposts, they're always listening to the cult leader ramble.
That's a nice little way to develop his character.
It doesn't. It's. They don't really develop the character
Sure.
very much. It's. You know, like all the rhetoric is very bland and circular and just kind of doesn't go anywhere. It's just like, the sins of blah blah blah. We gotta
modern
get back
society.
to the Garden of Eden. We gotta, you know, like it's very bland.
Shame.
That guy's just doing jumping jacks.
Yeah,
though.
let him finish his daily routine.
Okay. So typically how I approach these is I try to get a good look at the alarms, which are those towers with the lights on top.
Did you tag that guy? Is that what happened?
Yeah, he's tagged, so he'll always be tagged.
We're no longer hungry, thirsty, or cold. We're no longer alive.
Okay, so that's one of the alarm boxes. The other one is over there.
War will bring out our best. War will bring us life.
I'm just gonna shoot this box now, even though sometimes that riles some people up, but that guy's right there. You know what?
Oh, there's two guys.
That makes it a little trickier.
Man were killers.
Let's see what happens.
Tenacious. They were strong. Now what are
So they haven't seen me. They'll kind of meander in this direction a little bit.
Sure.
But they won't go sound the alarm until they actually spot me. So, still not really a concern.
I thought this was the alarm.
Nope, it's just the kickin' soundtrack.
Weird song.
I'm
What's
not really sure.
happening?
I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you there.
Is it the drugs again?
Maybe. Ooh, that guy almost spotted me. Oh, okay, well, I don't know. We're just shooting now, so I guess my guys got spotted.
It was probably cheeseburger.
Yeah. All right, the alarms have been disabled, so, you know, if we get detected, we get less money, but ultimately no reinforcements are going to come, so it kind of doesn't matter that much, because money doesn't really matter. There's stuff in these outposts. You find some cult equipment to destroy. That'll get marked on your map. You find, you know, some flavory type stuff, some keys that might help.
Nothing I hate more in games than finding a key and not knowing what it unlocks.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm not surprised. They got me in my money makers. It's a giant target.
Shouldn't have laughed at that.
That's a heavy. That's a wolf that's on fire.
Yeah. That one has to be the drugs.
Yeah, go ahead, try and get the alarm. See how that goes for you.
I also love to shout out what I'm doing during a firefight.
Yeah. So now that we've taken back this outpost, there might be like another side quest or something that shows up here. Now the good preppers, I guess, have taken it over instead of the evil ones.
Yeah, prepping for good.
Yeah. Looks like I unlocked a cowboy
Buddy,
hat.
Over here. Hey, want to try your luck? I got the targets all set up. The record for shooting them all is 30 seconds. Let's see if you can do any better. What?
All right. Oh, just shoot them all. It's not going to necessarily like highlight them. Okay. All right. That's one. Didn't I pass one on my way here? Or are they all out here?
They're probably
okay,
all.
Yeah. They're.
Oh yeah, and there's one upright. A little more, yeah.
All right, two more.
Shit, son!
There. Oh, there's one. Well, we missed it.
That sucks.
It sure does. Let's do something else.
Set up the targets again.
Mission failed.
Wow, that. Yeah, the game likes to load.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's.
Key.
Well, that's
30-second mission, 30-second loading screen.
Load times are pretty long. Shorter on PC. This is the PlayStation 4 version.
What's that guy's deal?
He's a military guy that is kind of like on some Pavlov's dogs type shit.
He gets really hungry when he hears bells.
Yeah. No, he's trying to train animals and people and all this other stuff to do bad. Let's see.
This has a competitive multiplayer.
It does. Let's maybe we're done with the campaign here. Like I said, if you want to hear more about it, there's a full review, and we talked about it for a good long time on the podcast this week. I think the story is pretty disappointing, and I think the action is probably better if you play it co-op, because then you have someone to talk to instead of watching all these cutscenes. But the action itself is fine. Having played all of the Far Cry games in the modern era of Far Cry games, like, this is better than Primal, but I'm still, by the end of this, I was like, okay, I really do maybe just want a break from Far Cry. This is not enough of a departure.
Right.
So these are all user-created levels here in Far Cry Arcade.
Okay.
And I mean, you kind of have different mission objectives. People can create outposts.
Prison Island.
Let's try Prison Island. We have no modifiers. That's just going to be a regular thing.
If you could turn any island into a prison, which one would you choose? It's fucked up because my first two thoughts were both already prison islands, which was Alcatraz in Australia.
Yeah. I mean, turns out maybe those are the best ones. Let's go with this one, I guess.
Bounty hunt.
That's a lot of guys that are already active.
Yeah. You chose the stealth.
Oh, some of them are with me. Okay.
Okay.
So there are two targets I need to kill. I assume that those are the two. Oh, hey, hi.
What?
You know, you can kind of build... Oh, he climbed up from below. Okay. I was going to say also, you can kind of build the AI in waves and have them kind of appear out of nowhere if you want. So, you know... There's kind of no telling what you're going to get with these user-created levels. It's got a decent rating system in there to kind of let you figure out which ones are the good ones, in theory.
It's like tagging system.
You don't really tag them. You rate them good, bad, or indifferent, basically, at the end.
That's a bummer.
And the map creator kind of names them, and that's about it. They have, you know, the mode is obviously in there, too.
You should escape the island.
What's up?
What happens if you just leave the island?
It probably eventually just breaks. Oh, it says I killed one of the 2 targets. Oh, wait, that's not a door. Where did I come out of then? Over here, I guess. Hi, what's this AI doing over here?
Hey, that's the guy.
Yeah. Maybe this is the other target, then. He seems tough. This seems broken.
You lost.
That's frustrating.
I thought you were supposed to be good at this game. You beat it.
Well, I mean, the error prevented me from moving and then kicked us back to this, which is strange.
Have you played any that really stuck out to you?
In the arcade?
Yeah.
In the competitive multiplayer I was playing last night, like, people had tried to make reasonable facsimiles of Call of Duty maps. They were, like, not really... Like, you could recognize them because of the way they were named. You're like, oh, I see how you tried to do this.
You got this zone, right?
Yeah. They tried to do something cool here with arcade mode where they have this arcade hero thing, which is designed to serve you up new maps that have not been played. So, you know, to get maps and initial rating and stuff, they try to serve them up to you, and then you, as the player, get double XP for playing random maps.
All right, Julian Kober, YouTube.
No health regen, no fall damage, one-shot kill, reckless driver, unlimited underwater breathing. Eliminate all enemies. Chaotic.
A Whataburger down there?
Maybe.
Assault.
So you see kind of weird area, you know, like you're just kind of inserting,
Yeah.
you know, objects into other objects and getting, you know, it has like, almost like a studio backlot kind of feel where it all feels kind of fake. Which is actually kind of an interesting vibe in some ways. 3 enemies have already died. 4 enemies have already died.
What?
These guys are not bad guys.
Why do they have circles over their heads?
That means they're good guys.
Oh.
Because you can mark anything, you know? Let's get rid of this pistol and pick up this machine gun, I guess. Alright, that looks like it's properly walled off.
That's not how buses go.
It is now. What? Did I fall inside a mountain? So yeah, sometimes there's like geometry that you can sort of fall through.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, it's not play tested, right?
right. You guys shooting at stuff over here? I'd like to shoot at some stuff. It's just every weapon in the game kind of strewn out here. Maybe I'll just go this way.
So, 19 out of 86.
All right, so these guys are dying somehow.
Oh, that was a deer. That was some true detective shit. You're gonna ruin the pelt like that, Jeff.
You can ruin pelts, but only only if you accidentally burn them or blow them up.
Who's the bad guy?
That guy blew up. That guy wants trouble. Oh, that's...
Those clowns? Oh no, they're just wearing flame retardant suits.
Where's that even coming from? Oh, down there. So far, I feel like a lot of the single-player maps I've played, created by users, looked...
Like they were created by day one users?
Yep. There's a mortar somewhere. Someone dropping shit.
Yeah, it's starting to come out now.
All right, how about I just die and we'll do the next thing.
Okay.
Try another one.
That rocket collided with you and just knocked you over.
Well, I'm pretty tough.
You are pretty tough.
You lose.
Even when you fail, you get some XP. I don't know why my level keeps resetting.
You just get
I
rewards.
feel like every day I'm level 1 again, and I'm not really sure why.
So were those perk points?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get some perk points out of this mode as well, and some money. Let's try one more random one. And then maybe we'll try the competitive. Infinite ammo. Now you're talking. I think this is a really interesting mode. I think where I came away, you know, like coming away from this, you know, I didn't really mess around with this mode too much until after I had finished the campaign.
Right.
Assault.
And I definitely was left with the feeling of just like, you know, I just played a 16-ish, 17-ish hours of Far Cry in the campaign. I don't know that I want too much more of it. But this thing seems well made for what it is. I have infinite ammo, so... That's really frustrating that that's happening. But yeah, I don't know if they've been like wiping the progress in the run up to release, and that's why my level's been reset. Oh, I didn't actually need to go in the editor. Let's go to, oh man, all the way back out. All right. Arcade, open arcade. Mm-hmm. We'll see if we can find some people. There might not be a ton of people playing because you do have to play around an hour of the game. There, okay, all right. Before you can touch any of the multiplayer stuff.
My money's on T-Rex 715.
You would say that.
You see him, don't shoot him. I don't want to be wrong.
Fair enough.
Modified gravity, huh?
Yeah, you can set it real low, which is, you know, it's a very slow moving jump and fall at that point.
Is this a near automata level? No, it's a little more medieval looking.
Team deathmatch.
So this is this a user created level?
Yep. I throw a proximity bomb over there. Like this mode, you know, I should probably check and make sure that that's like actually a bad guy. Sometimes the game's not great at letting you know. Yeah, that's guys on my team. Like it's not consistent about when names appear over other people's heads.
Yeah,
some of those characters get it and some of them don't.
You'd all be like the same color or something.
Blast.
Yeah, I killed a guy with my proximity mines there. This mode almost gives me kind of a Time Splitters vibe.
Yeah. No monkeys, but...
Well, yeah. You know, maybe they'll add him.
Go help T-Rex. That's not even his name.
That's T-Money.
There's no T-Rex. There's only T-Money.
Well, I'm definitely not helping T-Money.
No, fuck T-Money. I'm on Team Money, but I don't fuck with T-Money.
That's smart.
Yeah, it's weird that sometimes it gives you the names of opponents.
Well, I think that's because I'm kind of tagging them. You know, if I'm holding my reticle over them, I start getting their name and stuff like that. But it feels really inconsistent.
Yeah.
In a way that's disappointing. That kind of gets in the way, I think. Because I just can't quite put my finger on like what the rules are around tagging, not tagging, all that sort of stuff.
Well, you killed that guy before.
Yeah, well, he's dead again.
Monkey.
Watch out for green gas.
Also, every time I spawn, I have to reset, you know, when I pick my loadout, like let's say I'm picking the same loadout that I've been going with, I have to re-pick proximity, and I have to reset this rifle to full auto, unless I want burst fire, which I don't. So it's kind of just like a cool idea that that needs more attention or something if they, you know, to make it good.
Yeah, it seems like it just needs a dedicated group of people who are willing to push it forward.
Yeah. But like the maps I've played on have been like, oh, this is like reasonably fun. Like the problem is like I don't really love the shooting for like as far as like for a competitive multiplayer shooter. Like I don't think the shooting is all that great.
Yeah, like why at this point even do this if you can play something else like PUBG that you feel the shooting is better in.
Yeah, and you know, this is like a, you know, it's a more arcadey kind of thing, and that's cool. That guy's on my
The other guy's shooting you.
Yeah. And because everyone just looks like their single-player character, there's no like consistency of like, oh, the yellow team versus the blue team or something like that.
Right.
It's not that I'm seeing.
You're about to lose.
That's an interesting way to tell you you're about to lose.
Yeah. At the end of a multiplayer match, the players that did the best get to choose, each get to choose a map, and that forms the voting list for the rest of the players to then vote on, which is I thought was kind of a neat idea.
Yeah.
Failure is imminent.
That's a bad throw.
Defeat.
And that's Far Cry. You know, there's some give and some take as far as like previous Far Cry games and stuff like that, where, you know, there are aspects of the campaign that I think that they have come up with some good ideas about how to kind of showcase side content and all that other stuff. I just think the story is not great, and also it's, you know, I think I need more of a departure from the other Far Cry games at this point. This is still, the campaign's still maybe a little too similar to stuff like Far Cry 4, which I just think is a better game, or like a better told story, generally. And
hopefully they can do something like they did with Assassin's Creed Origins and kind of have a game in the same sort of vibes, but they changed the combat, they changed up, they made the characters more likable, like.
Yeah, there are a few too many aspects about this game that I think they've done better in Far Cry 3 and 4, and that's a bummer. At the same time, you know, I think if you haven't played those earlier Far Cry games and, you know, you're just like kind of looking for a co-op thing, like the action itself is fine. You know, the storyline stuff, I think, you know, obviously it's a longer discussion that you can find on the podcast and in the review and all that sort of stuff, in the many different ways they kind of missed the mark there. But yeah, there you have it. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff.